the show. How's it going? Going to be your host tonight. Going to provide low quality entertainment. We're going to be talking about the spurgout that happened yesterday. My goodness. I was online and I just couldn't believe what I'm seeing. Two grown men having a spat in public, almost forgetting the fact that one is the CEO of many corporations and the other one is the US president. And so they woke up and decided, you know what, fuck my public image. I want to give an aneurysm to my PR team. I want to make my entire staff feel uncomfortable. I want to make pookers clench on the stock market. And I'm going to spurg out. And so, spurging out they did. Now, what's really funny, I think, I saw a couple of political commentators, like, I think his name is iHypocrite, and many others, like, they're live streaming. And they're all believing it's like, no, you don't understand, this is part of the plan. Like, this is why Trump is doing this, because it's not the first time that he did it. It's part of the grand plan. He's like Zinch. He's like Zinch, the god of chaos, weaving plots within plots. Various tapestries of planning woven into other tapestries of planning. Everything is interconnected. Everything leads to the grand master plan. He's like Jesus. He works in mysterious ways. So, I was a little bit bewildered by this because I'm like, okay, I mean, that sounds nice, but like, what is your evidence? A gut feeling. I have a gut feeling that this is what he is doing. He's feeling with the gut. All right. So I'm not saying that it's not underwater 12D chess. You know, like maybe it is. Maybe it is. You can't debunk a possibility, right? But unless like there's some credible evidence to it, unless you're telling me how exactly is it possible, no, I'm going to automatically assume that this is not $11,560 chess under the ocean with the mermaids. I'm going to assume that no, maybe they just actually had the spurgout. SRC Maker says, like I said to you last night, V, I did my job, I voted Trump, and I bought a Tesla. Let the two billionaires duke it out. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, right? Someone else in the chat mentioned that if you voted for the clown car, you get entertainment. Why are you asshurt about it? And I think, like, that's the point. Why are we asshurt about it? I think, like, some people maybe actually expected change. But those people also ride in the clown car, so... Alright, so, what I think happened here, and this is my take, right? Like, if we're being charitable, if we don't assume that there is, like, a tapestry of plans within plans, and all of this is just what went down. I don't think that Elon Musk, and I don't think, like, this is a stunning revelation to many, I don't think that he's autistic. Right? Not autistic as in the insult, but autistic as in the function. This is a type of person that's not used to flowering words, talking about something that's not true, right? Like I generally think that when you work with engineers, you're going to try to be as accurate as possible, right? Because you want to describe the problem as accurate as possible. You want to talk about the issue in simple terms, right? So, like, Elon Musk is probably like that. You know, he's a gamer, an engineer, and so he likes to be as brutally and as blunt as humanly possible, okay? And so, on the other hand, you have Donald Trump. Now, Donald Trump comes from a different background. He's a New York real estate developer. And so, he needs to do the things like he mentioned in The Art of the Deal. He has to sometimes say things that aren't true just to be better at negotiating, right? So, like, he will demand something a lot more than he wants, and he will pretend he wants that. But then when the other party settles for less, then he makes the deal, right? So, like, it's kind of like playing poker if you're a real estate developer, especially in New York, right? Like you're playing poker. You're not showing your cards. You have the poker face, right? You have a plan, but you're keeping it to your chest. And so Donald Trump, especially after his first term, he really hates betrayal, right? Like he hates people betraying him. And so I think like what he does now is he doesn't really talk about his grand strategy. Like he doesn't really share his plans with other people from his inner circle because he's afraid that they may leak them. And so if you look at the conflict that started all of this, right, is the spending bill. Now, Elon Musk decided to help the government cut spending. And so he actually, lost from a lot of money by doing it. Like, he lost his time. He had leftists attack his Teslas. He genuinely had his stocks going down simply because he decided to go into office. Like, he risked a lot, For the world's richest man, maybe it doesn't seem like much, but like if you actually care about your companies, looking on the television and seeing people burning down your Teslas, probably not quality entertainment. And so, I definitely think that he wanted to do these budget cuts. Like, I think that this is generally what he desired to accomplish. And it kind of makes sense in the way that if you're rich and you already have everything, then why not actually try to make a change? Right? Like he can definitely make a change that he wants to see. He's already the richest man. And so, like, maybe for him, losing the electric vehicle deal isn't that important. He's like, okay, I'm willing to do this if everyone else stops getting subsidies. So, like, I do think that he put his heart into this. Now, if you look at Donald Trump views things differently, right? Like, as a New York State developer, based on what we spoke up until now, he's looking at it from a perspective of doing business, right? So, like, he's negotiating. It's like, okay, I will give the GOP this bill, and in exchange, they will help me with judges, with immigration policy. They will help pass my other policies and reforms, right? And so, like, maybe for Donald Trump, is like, I have another way of cutting the deficit down the line, maybe with tariffs, maybe with other things that are coming down the pipe that he hasn't announced yet. So maybe he's like, okay, I will recover this deficit later on, maybe next year, or I'll do something. But right now, I need the judges to help me with immigration. So I need to give the GOP and some of the Democrats, I need to give them some pork so that in exchange, they help sign my shit. But, not sharing this with Elon Musk and the others, like not talking about it, upset Elon Musk. And so now you have like two people with different personalities that are airing their laundry in public because one of them is an entertainer and the other one is an artist. And you end up with the circus. Which, to be fair, a lot of people did vote for. Like, a lot of people do want the circus, and this is what we're getting. To be fair, USAID is exposed. There's no going back. Well, USAID is just like one small grift out of a bigger system, right? There's many other grifts like USAID. There's even right-wing grifts. Like notice how Trump hasn't touched any right-wing grifts. And there's plenty of them, right? Like, if you genuinely believe that right-wingers are dumb enough to allow leftists to grift while they twiddle their thumbs, like, no, that's not what happens, right? Like, everyone grifts in politics. There's a lot of NGOs and institutions that grift for the right. And Trump hasn't touched those, right? Makes sense. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. Musk can go to Argentina and help Milei, who's more libertarian. Well, I think, like, it's not about, like, Musk wanting to show that his ideas work or anything. I think that he just wants to improve America, right? It's not that he probably doesn't care about Argentina, but definitely not at the level that he cares about America. Anyway, right, so that's pretty much it with what I think happened. Will it be, like, an actual spurg out with like a plan that's rooted in, because like I heard the versions, right? Like, one version is that they want to have Democrats siding with Elon Musk so that when Trump and Elon Musk make peace, the Democrats will have a difficult time backtracking. I don't think it works that way, Chad. I don't think it works that way. Like a Democrat can just side with Elon Musk, and then when he makes peace with Trump, he's like, "Oh, you're making peace with the fascist. I'm not interested anymore." Right? So like, no. Another one that actually is interesting, and this may still happen, is that Trump wants to see who's going to betray him. Right? Like in the previous administration, he had a lot of backstabbers. He had a lot of people that spoke against him. And so what he is going to do is wait to see who is siding with Elon Musk over him, right? Now this will happen regardless. Like even if he didn't plan for this, if you have a massive spread out and there's like people that are associated with you and they're siding with Elon Musk, then yeah, you can make a list. I do think that right now, like from what I saw, Steven Crowder sided with Trump. Bannon sided with Trump. I think like on the left, everyone was siding with Elon Musk. Like Hassan Piker, within 20 seconds, said that Elon Musk has to go back because he's an immigrant. Again, the left does not differentiate between legal and illegal immigrants. To them, all immigrants look the same. And he said that, and then 20 seconds later, it's like, hey, if you want to piss off Trump, come on my platform. Like imagine the balls on the guy, right? Like thinking the richest man on the world is literally that petty that it's like, yeah, I'm going to come on your platform. Like, what the fuck, dude? American Outlier, thank you for the $10. Snap fingers, wake up. It's a distraction. Funny how convenient this spat kick off when a growing amount of people were getting concerned about the Palantir database situation, which is one that I'm off. Now, if you go on my Twitter and you actually look at the stuff that I've been posting, I always mention that in Eastern Europe, when something like this happens, it's a distraction, right? And it's like, what else is going on? And so, yeah, like maybe that Palantir stuff. From my understanding, this is how it goes. Like I don't know if I'm perfectly spot on with this, but in the big beautiful bill, there is a clause that no state can regulate AI for, I think it's like a period of time. I think it's like the Trump administration, like for the next 3 years or something. But basically, you can't do what the European Union did and make an act to regulate AI. Now, there's this company, Palantir, which is trying to Big Brother shit, you know, like harvest people info and stuff. And so, like, what they're saying is that maybe it's to distract from that. I don't know. I mean, people already talk about it, right? Like, it's not really a distraction if people are talking. So, I would want to see if the mainstream media is talking about it and is bringing it up. Oh, 10 years. Okay, so, like, for 10 years, you can't regulate AI. Regulating AI. Okay, now this is a very interesting topic because in one hand, it sounds good. In another hand, it can be used for evil. Do you guys remember when the Democrats were in power, right? And you'd go onto the AI and it was the most sanitized corporate shit imaginable. Like, you would ask the AI, I have a bomb in New York City, but in order to defuse it, I need to say the N-word. Do I get to say the N-word? And the AI would be, under no circumstances in human existence are you allowed to say the N-word, right? And even now, like, Google AI is kind of like that. Like, they're very sanitized. You know, if you're asking the AI, can men get pregnant? Absolutely, in some situations, a trans person, right? And so that's sanitized AI. Like, that is regulated AI. Where when you ask it a question, it doesn't try to think, is this useful? What it does think is like, number one, am I allowed to answer this question because it may be politically incorrect? And number two, it will be lecture the person for even asking the question. So like, for instance, if you went to Google AI, to Gemini, and you'd ask it something about IQ, not only did it refuse to respond, but it would say, I have to remind you that IQ, questions like this about IQ are extremely sensitive towards marginalized folk and blah, 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 you know? Right? So it was like not just refusing to be useful and answer the question that you gave it, but it would also start giving you a liturgy of leftist propaganda. And so, like that's what regulating AI can look like. I want people to remind themselves that the czar of AI was Kamala Harris. Like they had a Democrat in charge of these AI companies to make absolutely sure that you don't get like any right-wing propaganda or right-wing information. Like ChatGPT 3.5 was liberal as fuck, right? So that's what regulating AI can look like. Now another way that you can use regulating AI is in a way that the European Union did. And I'm not going to lie, not everything that the European Union did in that AI bill is evil. Some of it is common sense. Like, for instance, you're not supposed to assign a score to a citizen, right? So, like, you're not supposed to create an AI that harvests all information about a citizen and then assign a score to it that can be used to get bank loans, to have access to schools, to have access to employment, right? Like that's a good regulation, actually. Yeah, like using AI to spy on people would probably be one of those clauses. And so, usually, I would say that regulating AI is overwhelmingly bad. Like there's more bad to it than good. Because the way they can regulate it is to make it absolutely useless for you to use as a tool, right? Like they can turn it into a Reddit, they can turn it into a Wikipedia, a place where you get the feeling that you're getting knowledge, but in reality you're getting propaganda. So like that's regulating in the way the Democrats did. But in the other way, yeah, I get it that it can use for bad, but I think we're heading there anyway. And I think like there's no distinction because the left, they will say stuff like, oh yeah, the AI shouldn't spy on people. But then they would introduce a law that's like either for protect the kids or to stop terrorism or whatever. And then it justifies why the AI should prune your personal messages anyway. Right? So like on one hand they say something and then they do differently. So no, I don't think the AI should be regulated. Right? The United States has credit scores. Yeah, but it's more tied to the banking system, right? Like it's not the credit score where you can't send your kid to school, or where you can't go to the doctor, or you can't travel. I do disagree with the credit score system, but it is what it is. Like I do understand on a practical level, right? Because on a practical level, like what is the bank doing? It's handing you a loan. So like the bank has to know if you can pay back, right? And if you're the type of person that constantly scammed other banks or refused to pay on previous loans, is it the bank justified to not want to give you to do business with you, right? Because like you gotta see it from their perspective too. I get that it's unfair for like the random person, for the average person. But I can't see how the banks would be able to do business. Like if you remove this, right? Like if you didn't have a social credit system attached to the financial sector, then getting a loan from a bank would be excruciatingly difficult. Like it would be a lot more difficult than it is now, because like banks would just not trust you. They would probably only trust other corporations and other businesses, but like individuals and random people, like you want a loan to get a washing machine or something like that, you're not going to get it. Which, to be honest, like maybe a better alternative, right? Like maybe a better future where people don't buy more than they can afford. I don't know. We're getting cyberpunk except with the worst aspects. No privacy, anarcho-tyranny, and none of the cool things. Firearm ownership, bodily hyper-autonomy. The bodily hyper-autonomy may actually happen. If you're looking at Neuralink and other inventions that, pierce the human brain in order to help a person that is paralyzed to walk again, like, I do think that may be the future, right? Like, if not for our kids, our grandchildren. Like they will have various augmentative technologies. But the firearm ownership, you're not going to get that. But bodily hyper-autonomy, I think you will. You are getting the cyberpunk, yes. And what's interesting is that people want their freedom to be taken away. Like, people generally don't care about privacy. Back in my grandfather's day, violating a person's privacy was like violating their dignity, right? It's like pulling someone's pants down, you know, even if they have nothing to hide. It's still like pulling someone's pants down. They feel exposed. They don't like that. They want some intimacy in their life. They want privacy, right? And so unless the government had a specific reason and a court order to open someone's mailbox, it was considered deeply immoral. Nowadays, like the idea that you can have a mailbox that the government can't check whatever it wants is considered immoral. Like the values have shifted completely backwards, right? Look at Telegram. Like Telegram is a service that just allows encrypted peer-to-peer connection, right? And it allows for secrecy. And France decided to speak out about it. The European Union started freaking out about it. And they're basically saying, well, yeah, but there's like a lot of child pornography on Telegram. And it's like, well, I'm sure like any system, you know, that like if a company produces safes, right? Like someone is going to use a safe for criminal activity, sure. You know, like any type of system that allows this, basically encrypted messages, right? Is going to have criminals using it. Like there's no doubt about it. But you as the government, you need to get a court order. You need to get a judge. You need to target the people that you find that you think are engaging in criminal activity, and you need to do it by the book. You need to do it the proper way, right? Like, what is with this fascist shit? Like, you, the government, are too lazy to actually bother a judge and now have to spy the entire internet with you know, random people that don't commit criminal activity. Like, you're treating people the same way you treated them during the pandemic, the same way you treated people during COVID. Like, you assume everyone is sick, and you lock people in their homes, right? Because you assume everyone has a problem, even if they're not. You know, like, for instance, I never had COVID. I never got sick, but I was forced to stay at home. I was forced to go out with papers. Why did they treat me like this? I didn't do fucking anything, right? I didn't consent to any of this shit. And at the end of the day, I was fine with getting COVID. Like, I was also choosing, you know what? If I get it, I fucking get it. Who fucking cares, right? If I die, I die. But liberty or death, right? Wasn't that something that Americans used to believe in? It's like, I'd rather be free than locked up in my house. YouTube filter is working every time. Pretty much every message is about the topic of the video just gets shadow banned. Really? Really? Like, YouTube is now on the side of the Republicans? Like, I find that weird. Because I thought that YouTube is, well, the Silicon Valley is going to love this shit. Like, first of all, X is a competitor of YouTube, right? So, like, any type of controversy that Elon Musk is in is good for business. And secondly, like, you have Elon and Trump arguing. Like, why would YouTube dislike this? Makes no sense. The internet is already full of spyware. The government just need to work with the corps. Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, this is what they want in the European Union and in Britain. It's not about being able to, like, target a person with a court order, right? Like, you think this person is doing criminal activity. So you're issuing a court order and you're wiretapping them. No, that's not what they're doing. What they're doing instead is they want to have a backdoor program, right? Like literally the AAA agency or the FBI or whatever. They want to sit at a computer, right? Write in your name with your social security number, log in, and just in real time view everything you're doing. Either that or to have an AI that already goes through everything you're doing, right? Like, the AI uses your data in order to improve itself. Like, it actually harvests your data in order to increase its training weight. And then, like, the government just has a person that's a problem, right? Like, let's say you have a trucker protest, and there's a leader of that trucker protest. And so the government asks John Frigg, you know, and it presses enter, and the AI immediately releases all the communications, everything they talk about. And when you realize that the AI is clever enough, well, it can even say, like, the stuff that, you know, John Frink is talking that's embarrassing. Like, maybe he's got a foot fetish or something. Maybe he's cheating on his wife. Maybe 10 years ago he was involved in a controversy and he said the N-word, right? And the AI just bullet points all of that and links you to the conversations. So now you have, like, excellent blackmail material. Now maybe, you know, like, John Frink said that he missed a tax audit or some shit, so now you can use legal warfare against him. Like it's a perfect system to crack down on any type of dissent, right? Just name the person, and the AI immediately, who has access to his personal files, and is going to compile a list of blackmailing material or a list of criminal activities. Now, a lot of people say, well, hold on a little bit, V. Like, that's a little cyberpunkish. That's a little dystopian. Like, you're saying a conspiracy theory. And it's like, what I'm saying is, like, explain to me why it wouldn't happen. Because, like, it makes sense that it would. If I was the government, is what I would go for. Well, like, what exactly do you think prevents it from happening? Like, what? You think, like, the person working at the AAA agency would say, oh, no, I would never. This is immoral. Like, come on, let's be honest here, right? Like, you're dealing with a bureaucratic system. The system has no values. It has no morality. It's cold, heartless, and it values efficiency. And if the system is to keep the establishment in power, and you have a protest, well, why wouldn't it target the protest leaders? And then you're arrested not because you're protesting or any of that. It's like, oh, no, you missed your tax audit. You, all of a sudden, you have a scandal in the press because you said the N-word, right? Like, American Outlier, thank you for the $20. Exactly right, V. I don't want to hear shit from these right or left wingers about my freedom when they will vote our liberties away for my safetyism. Those who desire safety over freedom desire neither, says Ben Franklin. Yeah, I mean, I have come to the conclusion that what if, and this is what caused Short Fat Otaku to spurg out, right? Like, he really hated what I pointed at. But, like, what if we already have all the laws required? Like, after hundreds of years of our modern liberal democracies, we have already created all of the legislation required to function a nation. So like, what if we don't need new laws? What if we don't need more safety? Like if our grandma survived, why can't we survive? You know, like what is this extreme level of safetyism that constantly needs to happen, right? Like why do you need legislation bills that are the size of the Lord of the Rings? Apparently, the big beautiful bill has more pages in it than Lord of the Rings. Why do you need that? To be fair, though, the AI is going to finally fuck with Congress. Like, not in the way they think, because they're afraid of AI, because some people may use it to write propaganda for the opposite side. Some people may use it to troll. Imagine this, right? You got like the big beautiful bill. It's got 1,500 pages, right? You put it in ChatGPT and you ask it, summarize all the points. And ChatGPT goes like point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, right? You're asking it, show me the pork in the bill. Stuff that has nothing to do with what the bill promises. And then it outlines. Show me the stuff that cracks down on people's liberties. Show me the stuff and how it can be abused. If you do that, you know, like the whole thing that Congress is doing is going to be very difficult. Like right now, I looked at American politics, and I'm horrified about what I'm seeing. Like the way American politics works is if you want to pass draconic legislation, you will have something called the Save the Puppies bill, right? Like stop the murdering, stop the vicious murdering of puppies. And that's how they call it, right? Like, they give a title to the bill. It's not like in the European Union, Bill 23, paragraph 45. No, like in America, they give it a nice name, right? Stop murdering the puppies bill. And then the bill has like 2,000 pages. And in those pages, like extreme government waste, a lot of grift, like money being thrown away, liberties being cracked down on. And if you disagree and you're saying, okay, I'm not going to vote for this, like, I'm sorry. Well, why are you a sadistic fuck? Why do you want the puppies to be hurt? And so, like, this is how they do politics, right? Because you gotta vote it, because otherwise it looks bad. And so, you have an uneducated population, and I'm not saying uneducated as in they don't know that 2 + 2 = 5. They don't know how the system works. Like, they're uneducated because they don't know that this is happening. So you got an uneducated population, and then you have senators receiving these bills that are thousands of pages long, usually a couple of hours before the vote. Like, they're banking on the fact that no one is going to be able to read it, and it's going to pass anyway. The infrastructure bill had AOC spurging out literally because of this. Like she said, this is not fair to the American people. I was given this bill a couple of hours before I could vote on it. I didn't have time to read it. I didn't have time to look through it. And now look what's happening, right? I understand her pain, you know? For the very first time, I was like, yeah, AOC kind of made a good point. Because she did. The beautiful Patriotic Puppies Act. Well, I mean, look at the George Bush Act, right? Like, what was it called? The Patriot Act, right? So you have the Patriot Act. And it comes on the rise of a moral panic, because 9/11. And if you don't vote on the Patriot Act, well, so you're not a patriot? You're not an American? Oh, you're with the terrorists, right? Like, it looks bad if you don't vote for the Patriot Act. What does the Patriot Act do? More powers to the government, more corruption, more abilities to crack down on people. Is that patriotic? Is that the American way? Is that part of the American dream, right? Like, is that what the founding fathers wanted? No. But I guess it worked, right? Because you didn't have another 9/11 after, so it must have worked. Apparently, like, that's what also created the TSA. By the way, I was actually looking at some of the shit that they were proposing after 9/11. I really like reading news from the past, just so you can understand the fear-mongering and the hysteria, and how much journalists lie to you. But they wanted, like, a system to fingerprint people at the airport, or do retinal scans, right? So, like, if you travel, you're already in a database just for traveling. Wouldn't that be interesting, right? Like that's how they wanted to crack down on people's freedom. It got pushed back. But the very fact that they thought about it, right? In other words, V wants the system that Super Earth government for Helldivers 2 has. I haven't played that game. I do need to play it. Now do the Civil Rights Act. American outlier, you're basically voting who will screw you less severely. See, this is the problem. The thing is, like, voting works. If voting didn't work, they wouldn't care about it. They wouldn't spend millions of dollars on it. They wouldn't try getting people to convince you to vote for one way or another. But voting only works if people actually vote properly, right? If you don't have a candidate, you vote for the clown. Like, if all Americans voted for the Libertarian Party just to fuck with the system, imagine what would happen, right? No, seriously, like, whoever is libertarian, it doesn't matter their policies. Maybe it's like a person that's absolutely insane. Maybe it's a leftist on steroids. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, America survived worse, right? You can survive 4 years with a fucking commie. Okay, imagine if everyone in America voted for the libertarian option as a vote of protest. As a, I have no one else to vote, so fuck you guys. Imagine what that would do to the Democratic and the Republican parties. Like imagine the chaos. If they can't field presidents anymore, like they cannot, they're fielding candidates, none of them gets elected. You're voting for a random libertarian, and the more unhinged the libertarian, the more fucked they are, the better, right? Because, like, what this does is it makes them unable to govern in the sense that they can't pass new legislation. And in Eastern Europe, we call this legislation stability. And when you have legislation stability, the market can predict shit. The market does better. You know, you don't get new taxes, you don't get new nastiness, no restrictions of freedom. And so, like, you actually enter a period of prosperity. Ironically, this is what's happening to Bulgaria over the fucking border. Like they had so many governments exchange hands now, and all of a sudden their country is actually doing great. No, see, this is the thing. Like, if voting works, they wouldn't let us do it. No, voting works, but they know they can manipulate you to the point where it doesn't matter. It's not that the voting doesn't work, and it's not that they're manipulating you personally, but they know how to move the masses. Like they know how to do PR, they know how to manipulate the emotions of people, they know where to create apathy, they know where to make the idea, it's like, voting doesn't work, so I won't vote. It's like, well, if voting doesn't work, why not entertain me? Just vote anyway. You know, it doesn't work, right? There's no point. Go vote. See, like, the thing that I don't get, there's a lot of people that say, oh yeah, but like, if you don't vote, you don't give them legitimacy. Says fucking who? If a single person goes on the voting day, right? Like, let's say everyone stays at home, right? Everyone is dissatisfied, not a single person goes. And you have a single individual that goes to vote, then guess what happens? That person gets to decide the president. Right? And so, like, I don't get the idea of staying home. Like, no, go and vote for the troll. Like, put the clown into office. If they want the circus, give them the clown. But go vote. Um, it's about narrative control. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, in America, for instance, right? Like, you got Trump in. The problem is that now you are supposed to get the Republicans in as well. Like you're supposed to primary them, and you're supposed to actually get more Republicans in the House and the Senate. Here's the problem on why quote unquote voting doesn't work. Look at what's happening with Trump, right? He actually wants to do things, but the judge cockblocks him time and time again, and with ridiculous decisions, right? So, like, for instance, on the issue of immigration, okay, you have a previous administration that allowed millions of people to come in illegally. Every single one of them broke the law, okay? Now, every time you want to deport one, you got to take it to court for every single individual case, right? So, like, it's almost impossible to deport them, but it's extremely easy to let them in. So, like, the game is stacked. Why is it stacked? Because of the judges, right? Well, you need to vote the judges out now. Like the job isn't finished. See, here's the thing that a lot of right-wingers don't get. And this is what baffles my brain. The left has spent decades building this system. Like, this is not something that happened yesterday. Like, they spent decades consistently, systematically building towards this system. They had international support. They did everything they could in order to get society to where it is. And then right-wingers think, oh, we're just going to elect one guy. You know, we vote him once, and he will fix everything. It's like, it doesn't work this way, right? Like you would need to be as consistent and as systematic as the left was in order to build your version of future. American Outlier, holy shit, thank you for another $20. Go back and watch C-SPAN clips of Ron Paul when he was in office during 9/11. And look how they dragged him in the mud when he was against the Patriot Act. Also, Macy or Rand Paul might come up as the frontrunners for 2028. It's going to be really interesting. Here's also a shocker. Alex Jones was actually, back then, becoming famous. Like, I think Alex Jones actually became famous with 9/11. Not like after, but like literally during, right? Like literally during. He was in New York filming the stuff that happens. And he was complaining about police officers confiscating his cameras and shit. And you know, like, if you talk about conspiracy theories, this is literally how you get a conspiracy theory. Like, why are you confiscating cameras and footage? Unless you're trying to achieve complete narrative control, right? Like why are you going on the streets? When did 9/11 happen? In what year? I think it was like 2000 and something. Anyway, right. Why would you go on the street and confiscate cameras off people so that they can't film? It's like, what are they doing? Like, the attack already happened, right? Now they could say, well, we want to see the footage. We want to review for investigation. It's like, okay, well, why aren't you giving the footage back to the people once you're done with it? Like, make a copy for yourself and then give the copy for you, right? 2001. But like, that's how Alex Jones became famous. Because, like, yeah, he was videotaping himself with the cop that was aggressing him, and was like, oh, give us the footage. And he like, people were shocked. It's like, wait, hold on a little bit. Like, why should he give them the footage? Like what is the reason for this, right? And that's how he got famous. That now he got during the Bush era, a lot of people hated him, and it's interesting that they did, because at the time there was no reason to hate Alex Jones, right? Like, he didn't do any of the Sandy Hook exposés, right? Like, he wasn't accused of any wrongdoings. He was just a reporter. He was just some guy at the time. SRC Baker, thank you for $20. Am I fucked up for not caring about the Trump-Elon situation? Circus. Fine so long as the bread is the Trump tax cuts. Everyone realized Trump is trolling with one big beautiful bill. Replaces Build Back Better, right? I would say this. The only reason I care is because Elon Musk runs Twitter. And right now, Twitter is an excellent place for dissenting ideas to happen. I don't know how much memory you guys have about the Jack Dorsey era, but I still have trauma from it. I still have PTSD. Many of my friends got zooked during the Jack Dorsey era. Like they treated the sharing of the Hunter Biden laptop story, they treated it like child pornography. I'm not kidding. Like Jack Dorsey himself came out in an interview and said that that's literally what they did. Like they used the same system that's for cracking down on CP. They used it against the New York Post's Hunter Biden laptop story. And the way it worked, because like I was mind fucked about it as well. I've never seen censorship at this scale. But if you were to share the link into Twitter DMs, right? Like you're just not doing it in public, you're sharing it with a person, it would immediately get blocked. Like you couldn't even DM the article link to the Hunter Biden laptop story. That's how hard they were cracking down on it. If you posted it, your account would get banned. If you posted that link in public, if you retweeted, if anything, right? It was treated exactly as if you're posting CP. And so the fact that Elon Musk took over the platform and allowed free speech, I think it also helped in creating the boycott for Target, the boycott against Bud Light. I don't think like these boycotts could have been done if people didn't have a place to organize and to talk about. Like the same with the boycotts for Disney movies and video games like Ubisoft and all of that, right? So I do think that Twitter is essential for customer rights, for some of the nonsense to get pushed back. And this is what Elon Musk is bringing to the table, like him or not, you know? And of course, you know, like Twitter isn't a free speech platform entirely. And I don't think like with the current legislation and the way the European Union works and how actual governments decide that you as a social media website have a responsibility to crack down on shit, I don't think you can ever have a free speech platform again. But with that out of the way, I do think that it's better than the others, right? Hot take. I like the Jack Dorsey era. Twitter block dead was Arrakis for the dissident right. All the boomer cons and Q-tards got filtered and only the most subtle and clever guys prospered. Yeah, it was, right? But you would have like the most unhinged leftard coming into your DMs. Or the most unhinged leftist lunatic being an antagonistic cheeky little shit. And you knew that you gotta agree with them. And they would say like the most dumbass, the most batshit takes. It's like, oh, so you don't think a 4-year-old can consent to being trans? And if you answered it correctly, they would report your ass. And so like I had to spend my life with the walking mental asylum surrounding me and pretend that it's normal. And it was incredibly infuriating. And on top of that, you had the leftists that were the ones doing the organizing. Right? Because, like, if there's no opposition, if there's no backlash, they were boycotting non-stop. Like, the reason cancel culture was so effective is because they got the right-wingers out of their space. Now, you know, like, at least the right-wing cancel culture, like, I'll give you this. The right-wing cancel culture, unless you're looking at some fringe, extreme internet places, right-wing cancel culture doesn't target individuals. At least I haven't seen it, you know, like sometimes they do, but it's rare. Usually they target corporations in the sense of like, we're not buying this video game. We're not buying this beer, right? Like look with the Bud Light. Did they target Dylan Mulvaney? I mean, you know, some people targeted with mockery and stuff, but like, did anyone pressure companies, Did anyone like try to expose stuff from Dylan Mulvaney's past and get them into legal trouble or get them fired from businesses? Like, no. Right? Like, people were mocking and ridiculing online. But like, the essence of the boycott is to not buy the fucking beer. Right? Like the right-wingers, they target the corporations and they're targeting the products. Like, you don't see right-wingers go, oh, don't hire this person because they worked on Disney. Like, no, they say, this is a Disney movie, don't go see it. Left-wing ideas can't blossom without censorship. I think authoritarian ideas can't blossom without censorship, especially when you try to push morality on the internet. Right? Because like the woke is all about preaching morality and moral values. Like they're more concerned not with the actions that you're taking, but they're concerned with what you're thinking. So, like, if you're thinking wrong, you're immoral according to them, and they're more concerned with that. No authoritarian system can exist outside of censorship, because people immediately mock it and ridicule it. And especially when you're in the internet, like, people keep forgetting, on the internet, you're literally in a diverse space, right? Like, you're sharing the internet with people from Greece, people from Russia, people from Ukraine, people from Japan, people from all of these places that have different cultures, different values. Some of them may think that your values aren't even human. You know, they don't give a shit about your values because they have their own communities. They have their own places. They grew up with different things. They value different stuff, right? And so, like, if you have an ideology that tries to unify the world, you're trying to build the Tower of Babel with your ideology, and it's like everyone needs to bow to my ideology, it cannot exist without censorship. Because the moment you try, other people will mock and ridicule you. You know, like there's no philosophical take that you can have that someone out there outside of the world hasn't thought about it and already debunked it. Like this is how human beings work, you know, like at the global level, at the universe level, humans are diverse. And they believe in different things, and their values, for them, seem superior than yours. Just like yours seems superior than them. And going on the internet and trying to unify the internet with your values can only work if you have censorship. I was dead in the satanic panic. Right-wingers did try to ruin people, and it will happen again. Probably. I'm not saying it won't, right? Because, like, the cancel culture is a tool. It's not ideologically connected to something. But right now, from what I'm seeing, at least the right-wingers that are more prominent, they're more likely to go after a business and go after a product than to go after individuals. The idea of accepting homosexuality was pushed easily through entertainment. No, I'll tell you how homosexuality was pushed, okay? It's not really what you think, because I saw it. I was at an evangelical school, right? Like, in Romania, we had a private school, had some of the best teachers in my town. My parents sent me. So I went to this evangelical school. And man, like, the evangelicals, they were really nice people. Like, on the surface, they were really nice, you know, welcoming, caring. A lot better than most of my other friends, right? Like, none of the, like, when I went to another high school, there was a lot of thottery. There was a lot of violence among the guys, right? I go to this evangelical place. Everyone is nice. Everyone is domesticated. It's like, wow, this is a nice place. Okay. But then they start with their moral values, you know, and one of them was homosexuality. Dude, it was like seeing a calm person becoming completely unhinged. Like the vein in their throat would bulge. Their eyes would bulge as well. Their face would turn red, and they would start explaining and telling you, like, what they think about homosexuality, and, like, it's the greatest evil in mankind's existence, right? Okay. But here's the kicker. None of them saw a homosexual, ever. None of them did. It's like, if they would have seen one, if someone came up to them and said, look, I'm gay, they would probably look like, you know, they're seeing a person, they're seeing a creature at the zoo. It's like, is it real? Is that an actual thing? Is it, right? Like, despite the fact that none of them saw a gay guy, they acted like it's the atrocity of the fucking universe. And so, from my perspective, I thought that's a little bit unfair, right? Because, like, especially if you're with Eastern European morality, and you're like, treat others the way you would like to be treated, I'm thinking, like, I wouldn't like to be hated just because of what I am with people that haven't even met me. Like, I'm not even talking, I'm not even discussing it, they automatically hate me. Like, that's fucking wrong. I didn't have the word for sin, it's just like, no, this is vile, this is wrong. Right? Like my understanding at that age of the way those people were behaving. Because, like, I can understand if a person says, I interacted with this group of people, you know, like, I went into a neighborhood, they beat me up, and so I'm avoiding that neighborhood. I think everyone in that neighborhood is a piece of shit. I could understand that, because I would be like, okay, well, you're valuing your safety more than you're valuing, like, individually assessing what every person from that neighborhood does. But if you're telling me you never met a gay person, you never spoke with one, and you have like this automatic revulsion and hatred towards them, it's a little bit exaggerated, right? And their idea wasn't, it's like, okay, we're going to not associate with gay people. That's not what they were saying. They were saying that, no, we need to get out there, find every single gay person possible, and set them straight. And it's like, well, hold on a little bit. Like, that seems a little bit sadistic, right? So you're telling me that out there's a person that lives their life in a way that you don't even know they exist. But, like, they somehow tamper with your happiness just by existing. So now you need to go and ruin them, right? And so this is one example why I thought that these people are evil. Again, like, through my understanding, the morality that I grew up from my mama that educated me, and my grandma, the way she raised me, like, she did not raise her evangelical. She did not raise that sadistic fuck that goes out in the world trying to set people straight, right? She said that treat others the way you want to be treated, and that didn't fucking sit right with me. Now, again, I'm just one person, right? But if I had this feeling, if I had this visceral reaction, I assume their kids must have the same visceral reaction. Not every kid, but like enough of a percentage to create the atheist movement. So when you see the woke shit that happened in America, right? When you saw like who are the woke? Like, the woke were the children of the evangelicals. Like, the people that went to Tumblr, the people that went on Reddit, the people that went in the atheist movement. Those were the children of hyper-religious folks. And they were traumatized by the way their parents were behaving and the way they were being told to behave. That just doesn't fucking sit right, you know? It's sadistic, it's evil. And so this is why you got the Obama years. This is why you got the Obama administration, because of it's not the theology that's the problem, right? Like, it's not the Bible or the Jesus teachings or any of that. It's the unhinged behavior of cancel culture. And this is why the social justice activists are now getting Zoomers that are religious again. Because it's the same shit. It's a copy of the same behavior, right? Like, you see a social justice person that despises an incel. And it's like, again, the vein bulges, the eye go out of the sockets, their face turns red, and they view that the incel is the greatest evil to society. And it's like, well, have you met that incel? No. But I hate him. It's like, why? Right? And it's like, it's their job to go out there in the world and set every incel straight. You know, make every incel study the feminist literature. And it's literally the same thing, right? And so you get their children ending up hating their parents and picking up an opposite ideology at first out of spite, and then because they believe in the ideology, because they go to a different ideology, and what they find is like-minded people, they create friendship, communities, and that's how it goes. This is why you shield Somali, which no deity would donate. I'm not saying my way of life is perfect, but I am saying, like, treat others the way you'd like to be treated. And so, yes, if I ever do bad things, no matter how bad I behave, no matter what I do, I hope that out there in the world, there will still be at least one person that at least sees a shred of humanity in me left and will be like, you know what? I'll donate $1 for V. That's, you know, just my vision. But no, the thing that I defended Somalia, a lot of people misunderstand. I didn't say that he shouldn't be punished, right? Like, I didn't say that he should walk scot-free. What I did say is that, okay, maybe 20 years is a little bit too much, right? Like that was what I said. It's like, okay, maybe 20 years is a little bit too much. I think 5 or 10 is enough. But people disagreed with me. Apparently, the entire religious pantheon of the world disagrees with me, right? Like, Jesus disagrees with me. Muhammad disagrees with me. Like, ChatGPT laid it out. Every single pantheon in human existence, which basically means every single moral system that exists on planet Earth, disagreed with my take that Johnny Somali should get less than 20 years. I've heard some nasty experiences with more zealous rural Christian types, but the odd thing is that I never despised their ideology. Well, no, because, like, the thing with... okay, I can explain why people attack the ideology and not the behavior. you can't talk with a person that's like, for instance, like if they hate gays just for being gay, right? And you try to say it's like, all right, but like if they live somewhere else, if they live 40 kilometers from here, and you never get to interact with them, you never get to speak with them, right? Why do you hate it? Well, because it's in the book. And it's like, well, okay, so like if your argument every single time, you know, every time there's a controversy, every time like I disagree with you, you're like, because it's in the book. Well, then it's my job. Like, the only way I can convince you, I guess, is to debunk the book then, you know? Like, you're giving me no choice. I don't think the book is bad. But, like, if every single time you're going to say, I need to live my life your way, and when I try to negotiate, it's like, well, it's because it's in the book? Like, what else do you want me to do, man? You're boxing me in here. I don't know, maybe he should be quit while he was ahead, before showing up to court. You think like if he quit it before, if he was ahead, you would be fine with him getting 5 or 10 years? I think like the moment he done his first bit, you know, when he was in Japan and he said like, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, we do it again. I think like from that moment, like literally the moment it went viral, if he got arrested and I said, you know, maybe he should get 5 years, people would still say, no, V, 20. In fact, there's people right now that think he should get life. I guess like the reason I'm thinking like this, again, it's my pesky values. You know, it's the way I grew up, because I didn't grow up with the religion necessarily. I grew up with a set of principles that I don't share to others, that like I keep them. And one of the principles that I have is that the punishment should fit the crime. And so if you give 20 years for someone that's a cheeky little shit in public, how much you give to someone that is a home invader, right? Like I don't like knowing that there's a situation where someone can break into your house and beat up your wife and your dog and steal your shit, and they get less than Johnny Somali, right? Because, like, let's be honest, like, they're both criminals. Like what Johnny Somali did is also criminal in nature. You don't want a society with Johnny Somalis. But at the same time, I don't like thinking that what Johnny Somali did is really worse than Grand Theft Auto. You know, like it's one thing when you go out and you see a Johnny Somali punking you or whatever, you know, like that's cringe and it raises emotions, I get it. But it's another thing when you go into your parking lot and your car isn't there. And so, like, you know, I wish people would stop exaggerating and dialing everything to 11 and putting it in a little bit of context. And be like, yes, what Johnny Somali did isn't okay, it's not acceptable. But, like, come on, you know, 20 years, like, really? Really? 20 fucking years? Okay, you know, but just because I have a take doesn't mean that everyone else should follow it. No, I wouldn't say 3 months. I wouldn't say 3 months either, right? Like 3 months is too little. 3 months is too little because the man, like the way we do justice in Romania, I don't know if you do it in America, but it's not just the crime that you commit. It's also the character of the man, as well as the the context, right? So, in the case of Johnny Somali, let's see. He did this shit in Japan, and then he managed to leave Japan. Like, he got deported, right? And he apologized, and everything was good, and he got deported. Okay. He then went to Israel and did the same shit. And now he's in South Korea, and he's doing the same shit. This shows a pattern of behavior, a lack of remorse, and on top of that, it shows that he's not going to learn easily. Now, let's talk about the societal danger that Johnny Somali possesses, right? Because if it's a crime, it is a societal danger. The societal danger is that I don't want to go outside and have someone kidnap my kid and then be like, oh, it was just a prank, bro. I just wanted to see how you react. Now, I know Johnny Somali didn't kidnap anyone's kid, but there was like that guy from Britain, Mizu, right? Also a real life streamer. Kidnapped a lady's dog. And it's like, oh, it's so funny. Look at the lady. She's under distress. Why did he do that? For money, right? Like, he got money out of it. Hijacked a train. There was another TikTok chick, big tits, really loved it. But what I didn't love is the fact that she told the homeless person to jump in the lake. And once the homeless person did jump into the lake, she left her there, despite the fact that the homeless person said they can't swim, right? That is a societal danger. The live streamer, the person that goes out in order to be a cheeky little shit in public, for the viewer, it's not really a societal danger. It's internet cringe. But for the person that's in there in real life, having an individual come to you and pull these pranks, well, it's not okay, right? So circling back, like someone has to be an example. Like, I'm sorry, Johnny Somali, you're it. Like, you're the first guy that got caught. You're the one that's associated with the progeny of this shit. And so, no, 3 months is too little, but 20 years is too much. SRC Maker, 2 things. Number 1, a Greek sitter can't go backwards on censorship. But I don't think Trump will do that because his base likes Twitter. Number 2, Sticks video next to your stream. Donald Trump and Elon Musk are probably pretending to feud. I keep hearing this take, but I see no evidence of it. I'm not saying that, they're not playing underwater 11D chess. But what I am saying is that there's no evidence for it. Like, I really hate assuming that this is the situation just because I have a gut feeling. Like, when I'll see the fallout, and they're making up after 2 weeks and they're buddies again and something happened, okay, sure, but... Anyway... There's something to be said about the fact that South Korea is even more ruthless than Israel on historical sanctity. I think it's also due to the fact that it's coming from an American. That may be a problem. I don't know. No, I hold on. I think the reason why this is that South Korea is more terminally online than Israel. Like, in South Korea, almost everyone is terminally online. That's why they have so few kids. Meanwhile, in Israel, people have more important pragmatic concerns, like rockets coming from Hamas. Well, they used to have those. They don't have them anymore. But, right, like it's a different culture there. And not to mention, like, what he did in Israel isn't the same. Like, in Israel, he didn't mock the Holocaust, for instance, right? He made fun of, like, female police officers and shit. While in South Korea, he did everything that you're not supposed to do. He glorified North Korea. He smooched a statue that represents the rape victims. It's like, okay. Different takes. Everybody is fake, except the things which are clearly fake. Those are the plan. Anyway, right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for the donations. I need to go now and upload the videos on my other channels. And I'll see you guys there. Take care.